back to Kill City Center. Classic. That's right. All righty, we're here. We're limping along successfully.
So the real Evandale starts here.
Hey, being professional, that's for professionals.
However, before we get going, I definitely want to give a major shout out to everyone that is a part of the Patreon family. You literally are keeping these torches lit, like this candle right here. Anyway, to those of you on Patreon, to Lonely Tortoise, David R, Erin, of course, right over here, Frank and Danny, Crazy C, Jason H, you know who you are, Joseph P, the Wandering Tail Spinner, and Dustin F, who is joining us. Guys, thank you again. Those are our Patreon patrons. If you wish to join, you can always go to patreon.com/Evandale and help keep the torches lit. Or tonight, help keep the corporations alive, as it were. Tonight.
We don't want the corporations alive. We want them dead.
I
want their heads on a platter.
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out some stuff here in a moment as to what exactly we're going to be doing. So I have some questions I want to ask each of the players here. First, quick intro. Who are you? Who are you playing? What do they do? And what are they hoping to never see in Callisto City? We're going to start off with Erin and then pass it over to the next person.
Hey, my name is Erin. I play Haven Callisto, the Empath, and also Apath sometimes. And she is what is she? She's a communistic kind of individual who runs rampant in the streets and helps people. She would not like to see the business mogul Beth Jesus in Callisto City. But to be more serious, hold on, let me give you an actual answer. She doesn't want to see she doesn't want to see a martial law happen in Callisto City. That would be bad.
Cool.
I'll take it from here?
What?
Am I taking it from here?
Oh, yeah, it's you. Yes.
Boom. I'm Kevin Adams. I play Code Vardosyn, the Honed, and I am the parkour-centric freedom fighter extraordinaire. And of the things that I do not want to see happen in Callisto City is the collapse of technology destroy humanity, because Cody believes that that's the case. If technology went away and humanity's reliance on it vanished, that means that humanity might also just vanish because it's no longer available to them. He would rather see it flourish, and he doesn't think that's going to happen if it does go away. All
right. Who are you passing it to?
Right.
Oh my god, hi, I'm Stacie the Linguist. And I am playing Andromeda, an angsty, angry 17-year-old trash gremlin who is dedicated to making cool-ass tech in her garage. And, you know, destroying corporate scum wherever she can, whether that be through small fires across the city or crashing cars into lobby buildings.
It's just what you do.
Lobbies of buildings. She's a mess. I'm a mess. It's fine. We're great. And I think the thing that would that Andromeda would be scared to see in Callisto City is a sudden shift in tech. Because right now, we've got this good thing going. I can work with this. I can use this to my advantage. But if some random alien tech were to come in, it would ruin everything for her. And she would have to she would be on a mission to adapt as soon as possible.
Okay. Who are you passing to? Oh, that's the only person.
Oh, there's who else?
It's me. Hi.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Mike. I've played a lot of characters in Callisto City. I'm playing Brother Alfred, a former street tough turned charitable soup kitchen running priest turned sort of anti-hunger vigilante with the destruction of his church. The thing that he would least like to see in Killison City, the thing he never wants to see, is, people like he used to be. People that hurt others to enrich themselves or for their own amusement. Yeah, that's what he would least like to see.
So I want to tell everyone that under no circumstances did I ask that question of the players prior to the start of the game.
No, of course not.
Yeah, that came off the top of my noggin.
That's 100% why I gave the answer that I did, because I know how you work, Steve.
Even if he had asked, I wouldn't have answered him.
This one and that one all the way over there, feigning that, making it sound like I had asked that question. Nope. Instead,
you didn't. Okay, you actually didn't.
No,
Nope.
I know. I'm not setting you up to lie or anything. No, it's a no. We're gonna start off with something. So we are gonna begin campaign 4 of Killison City and the Kill City Sinners.
Isn't it 3?
This is
No, 3
no.
was the one shot.
No,
or the
because the
two
one
shot.
shot was
we're
the
counting
yeah,
the
the
okay,
third one.
counting that as number 3. Okay.
Yeah, that was 2 episodes. It was good. I mean,
It's a campaign.
did it leave a mark on your character?
Yes.
Ah, I blew up a robot.
Speaking of,
I hit a lot of robots with
I
a
had a
sword.
panic attack.
yeah, this is true. Actually, I just kept running off into the fucking woods. So
It was like, hey, I was doing just fine. If it was me, I would have been okay. But Andromeda's never been in the woods before.
no, seriously, it was like you guys were all outside the city, and like it was an alien fucking environment.
Can we just say that like Cody's brother actually died, and I think that's probably the biggest impact of the whole.
We don't know what
That
happened to
would do
Cody's
it.
brother.
That would do it.
That's true. He was alive when we left him.
That's true. That's true. Okay, you're right.
Yep.
You're right.
Yes, he
Okay,
was.
Cool.
Oh.
So we begin tonight's tale through the unblinking eye of a hovering drone back in Killison City, with 4 unnamed individuals heading over to some corporate sector. The lure of this heist was simply too good. After the escapades of Laura Palmer about a month ago, and just recently, about 2 weeks ago, what had just happened outside of the city, it was, shall we say, you kind of had to take this job. Y'all still have plenty of credit, so it wasn't for that. No, it was to bring down one of the most powerful corporations, Prodigy Biotech. The ones who kind of reclaimed that which they had given Mama V all that seemingly all that time ago, that which had constructed originally Char's body, that then ended up corrupting her in the end, and then things got better from there. Prodigy Biotech has been a major problem, and we find this little band of shadowy operatives moving with purpose through the, of course, neon-drenched streets of Killison City. And around them, the city is pulsing with all sorts of digital life, and every single corner of it being watched by a myriad of silent observers. However, the skill of this crew has managed to get them up to the 53rd floor and in front of a bank of computers, which they know for a fact contains not only all the corporate secrets of Prodigy Biotech, but is actually the building of all of their shadow operations as well. If they could take down these servers, they will take down one of the hundreds, but still one of the most powerful corporations within Killison City, and that is where tonight's action is going to begin. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
just behind the
Nothing
scenes.
happened during the title.
Nothing at all.
You didn't say anything.
Standing in front a bank of computers, we see each of these individuals cloaked in their own way. Familiar faces and their voices in their heads and in their visors. Dietz on one section, coordinating all of the security of the building, which these folks had managed to get beforehand. Taylor operating the more physical sections of it all, making sure that certain guards were not patrolling the various floors that they needed to cross in order to be able to get up to the 53rd floor. Shar providing information about the Veil and all things within it from a distance. The sinners are finally well protected, having worked all this time to make sure that they're not going to die because they got greedy or something stupid like that. No, this was a good purpose. Prodigy Biotech is evil. It has harmed countless thousands in just a very short amount of time. That is where we go. I'm going to go around the table and I'm going to ask you all each the same question really quick. Give me a brief answer. What is it that you are doing inside of the server room, and who is it that's going to bring them down? We start off with Haven.
I am going to be searching feelings. She's probably scanning for all sorts of picking up little colors and stuff here and there.
You have been concentrating like that now for a little bit of time, sending out your feelers. You are getting nothing. Taylor and his crew have done you quite well. The floors above and below are solid and clean.
Fuck yeah. All right.
Of course, you also feel a little bit of anticipation, which I now have to ask the others. Kode, in one or two words, what are you feeling that Haven is picking up on?
Anxiety. Because he's comfortable. So I don't know if that can be, if that's a combination of two different feelings, but whatever anxiety falls in with how easy that is wherever that's all. I'm giving that to you.
Andromeda.
Girl is feeling powerful in this instance. This is like, her butt is covered. She's got backup. Like, we are popping off. Like, this is my time to shine.
Brother Alfred?
If it's specifically what Haven's feeling, it's a very, like, familiar sight of this, like, sort of buildup of, like, a little bit of, like, anxious energy that kind of then gathers in the chest and is then breathed out to leave that kind of, like, just flat zen plane of emotion.
Okay, and...
but it is still bubbling up every now and then.
So you pick up on small little spikes every now and then. And lastly, Haven, what are you feeling that others are able to pick up on just through body language?
I think she's super chill, but when there's little spikes here and there from her new friend, the emotional air purifier, and Kode, like feeling kind of like anxious every now and then. I'm sure he's like moving around in his body. I'm just like, guys, let's just be like Andromeda, okay? Keep it cool, keep it cool, keep it cool.
Alrighty, let's head on over to Kode. What are you doing with this bank of servers in front of you, most of which seems to be all computing systems that have been developed within the Veil itself? You're muted.
Thank you. All of the hard points that have been designated to me by our tech-savvy folks, that would be Dietz and Andromeda and maybe even Shar, depending on what the situation is. Any of the hard points, the physical places that were told to Kode to be the optimal points for a shutdown, he is basically setting up the hardware, the main hardware of his yo-yos, to be triggered to go off. May that be the top level of the broadcast center or the baseline of where servers are. He doesn't know. He just has the direction that was given to him by the techie folks, and he knows those are hard points that he can actually interact with since he doesn't go into the Veil.
How many yo-yos do you have going?
He only has the two, so he's going for the two primary points.
Have you set up any others to go off remotely? Like, do you have that ability? Okay.
Nope.
So you just have the two that are on you, just ready to go at any time. And these are, just to remind everyone, these are short little EMP bursts. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Andromeda, What are you doing? What is your role? You know what? No, let me come on over to Brother Alfred. Brother Alfred, what is your role in this heist?
Brother Alfred, basically completely tech illiterate, well-established flip phone user. I think he is just like whatever anybody who knows about computers is telling him to do. I think at this point in time, he's like unscrewing like a hard drive from like a server rack to take with them.
It's in the Veil. The entire
in the Veil.
computing system is in the Veil itself, yeah.
I think in that case, he's kind of just like standing guard by a door. Just not because it's actually necessary, just because it makes him feel better.
Okay, yeah, totally cool. And lastly, Andromeda.
Yeah, so Andromeda is probably kind of taking the lead on this. She has loaded everybody up with little blue beads, just in case. And those kind of do the same thing as Cody's yo-yo, but on like a smaller scale, just like a quick little disruption. And she is plugged into like the essential stuff with her Omni tool and is like communicating with Shar, and like she's got like maps and backups and is like telling people, all right, we need to be here, we need to do this, we need to do that, like making sure that everything is kind of like coordinating the effect. You find yourself now in communication, all of you. You have Dietz on the line. You have Taylor down below with a mic in his ear. You have a couple of others that are patrolling the grounds above and below. No one has died. Every single guard here has been neutralized in other ways, usually set down to simply be unconscious. You have Shar controlling things in the Veil. Plus you have a couple of other people that Dietz have picked up. This is most likely the most well-coordinated effort that you've seen so far. Andromeda, you're going to make the first roll of the night. What do we see? You see Andromeda. She's got like different holograms like up. She's like bouncing off with Shar. Shar, I'm gonna need you to do this like right now. We're gonna have to connect this over to this point right here, and then that will disrupt the flow in going in this direction. So if you could get that done for me, Cody, if you could please take this over here, and plug it. It's gonna look like a box, kind of like this, and then there's gonna be like a big old X. And if you could take that right there, I would really appreciate that. And then Haven, if you could take this over, and it's gonna look the same, but it's gonna just be on that other side right there. And is just got like, it starts pulling out wires from like the Omni tool and putting stuff in and like sending signals up and flashing different like screens and holograms in the air as things are kind of working in tandem.
In the past couple of weeks since you guys were at the factory outside the city where you experienced certain horrors and your drone had been destroyed, you also managed to build a new one. What is that drone doing?
That little drone is doing what little drones do best. It's in spider mode. It's in spider mode, and it's kind of. This one is gonna actually be, since we've got Taylor downstairs, it's gonna be by the window, and it's gonna keep an eye on the outside. So keeping an eye on like the far side from wherever Taylor is, it's kind of like keeping a little catty corner.
And you have a constant feed coming in from that drone?
Yeah.
Okay. Brother Alfred.
It's got its own little window on the Omni tool.
All right, cool. And you're keeping monitor on that, right?
I mean, I'm definitely juggling a lot, but I definitely keep a monitor on it. I'm looking over at it.
Okay, so we can say that if it picks up any movement, that it'll flash an alert or something like that. This way that gets your attention on it. That seems reasonable. Brother Alfred, you've been instructed to take apart many of the servers and what have you. With such unfamiliar technology in front of you, though, what's going on?
I think he's doing his best to just stay calm, and if he was told take this apart, he's looking for, obvious things he can interact with to do so, like screws and latches. There's the occasional moment of like frustration where he just like pound his fist on something and then okay. But yeah, doing his best to just help in whatever way he can. He knows that technology is not his area.
When we take a look at the complexity of the servers in front of you, many of which are in the Veil, How do you experience the veil when you don't have any? You do have cybernetics, actually.
I have a prosthetic arm.
Okay, but other than that, you do not have the. You don't have the chip.
No, the spot where there would be any sort of like connecting port is just like a big massive scar tissue on the back of his head.
Okay. Haven, in keeping a watch out to make sure that there are no intruders, you are scanning for emotions everywhere. There is one that continues to pulse in your ear, almost like a heartbeat, and it's yours. There's a sense of tension that is coming from this, potentially. Maybe it's not yours. Can you tell me how this particular scene that is now set up for you? Everything is going smoothly. Where's the failure going to come from, Haven?
I think she sort of like has a moment where everything kind of gets foggy or like vibrating, and she kind of like looks at Kode. Remember what I said? Stop feeling the way you're feeling for a second, just like 2 seconds, because I'm picking up on that. I think you're being real fucking nervous, buddy.
Of course I'm being real fucking nervous. Nothing goes this well, no matter how trained we fucking are. Nothing ever goes this fucking well, homie.
Don't jinx it.
My bad.
Don't jinx it.
My bad. I also haven't even fucking mapped out alternate routes to get the fuck out of here for y'all too. I know how I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Listen, man, it's not a problem. We've got you. Everything so far is clear, and you're right. It seems weird. It seems very weird.
Dietz's voice, even conveying some of that, might impart a little bit of calm, but I'll have to take that from you to find out if that's the case. But in the meantime, it's Brother Alfred who, along with Kode, are now engaging with any of the physical systems. I'm going to ask you both. Roll risk.
Sure.
Who's both?
Kode and Brother Alfred. Oh, what was the roll?
It's a 12 for me.
Brother Alfred with a 12.
Let's see. I'm gonna roll scared because I don't have roll on here, risk on here.
Okay.
That's an 8. Partial
no
success.
failures.
Brother Andromeda, with some confidence and a little bit of guidance from the surrounding folk, you managed to unplug that one thing. The server panel then comes out. I know it's that one thing because I'm making it up. I have no fucking clue. But in this case, it happens to be a DIM. It's the direct input module that you had seen previously. You end up unplugging that, and it's got a fuck off. Anyway.
No, you said Brother Andromeda.
Did I say Brother Andromeda?
What's wrong? Like,
Tee. Fuck off. Anyway.
Roll powerful.
Brother Alfred, now I'm rolling scared now. You blow, yeah, I blow my spot. Brother Alfred, you managed to unplug the systems that need to be unplugged, and confirming you're beginning to understand that the diagram that had been given to you is actually very good, and it's color coded, and it is actually in just plain simple speech. When we turn to Kode, on the other hand, we can see that there's a little bit of hesitance. Kode, can you describe where that hesitance is coming from as you begin to dislodge what has been deemed a very important module in the external security systems?
So, looking at the security system and the panel after he rips off the front one, he looks and he remembers the instructions, the things that may have seemed obvious to Andromeda, but for him, it's there are X's all over this fucking panel, and he doesn't want to go on the comms and be like, what fucking X were you talking about, because the timing would be off based off of Brother fucking Alfred being just there, perfect, successful, green light, go on the little monitor that he has, and now he's there frozen from inaction.
Okay.
And he just, the nearest thing that has X on it, he hits the button or shuts down the panel for it.
And so you do. Andromeda, you hear familiar words.
So far, everything's doing just fine, sweetheart. So do me a favor. Reach in, grab the third from the right panel. It's the fancy HUD that they put up.
I know what it fucking looks like. You think I'm done? I've been studying this for months.
Yeah, I know that. And the schematics have gone over multiple times, but what I'm trying to tell you is that if it's not the third panel from the right, you're going...
Char? Hello?
What happened?
Bitch, you were right in the middle of lecturing me. If you're doing this to fuck with me, it's not okay.
What do you mean?
We're fine. We're fine. Nothing to worry about.
It's okay. I've studied the schematics. I know what's going on. I can fix this. I don't need her fucking help. You know, she's not like...
The drone picks up. The drone looking outside. You see a little red blip on your monitor.
Hey, Haven, someone's out there.
No.
What do you mean?
What you then take a look at your monitor to see what your drone is seeing.
What's on my monitor?
Nothing. The billboards outside just shut down. Many of the advertisement holograms just went shut down. You can see while you're looking out there, a machine of some kind drops right in front of the window. And then as you all begin looking out through the security windows, which are purposely, these things are like LCD, they come up, you can only see one way in or what have you, some sort of advanced tech, they all go glitch just a little bit, and you could see them immediately transparent to the outside. Lights begin to flicker. They go out. Your emergency backup systems on your own suits, providing you with personal illumination. And then, back outside, you can see several other drones that have simply been flying around. Whether or not they belong to Corpo or not the point. Falling around you. You can only see from what you gather as you begin looking around this entire room, which is quite, I mean, you're looking at an entire building floor, with the center being the elevators, or the lifts that come into this area. You begin looking around and you can see a that goes out by about 500, 600 feet. The veil has dropped.
Andromeda? What the fuck is happening?
Hey, Steve.
You're not.
Can we?
You're. You know
Hold on.
Haven,
Player asking question.
You're not gonna believe this.
What's up?
Does that tech shutdown also work for our closed radio comms?
Nope.
Okay, well, thank God.
Nope. You guys are still able to communicate.
There's definitely like a few independent systems that like Andromeda would have kept on us completely out of the veil.
Thank God.
You guys are all in on the same floor, just different parts. What is most disturbing, however, is that after growing up in Callisto City, you are so accustomed to seeing those things that live in and out. Kode, you understand what it's like to be able to look outside the veil. Brother Alfred, you as well. Your eyes not augmented. Instead, what you see is bare walls, plugs unplugged here and there, a couple of server racks. You guys have not been set up. You're just in the middle of some shit.
So it looks like the veil has been shut down, and so I'm gonna have to leave immediately.
What? No. Cody's the one that leaves. You don't leave. What do you mean shut down?
It's gone.
No. Okay, hold on. Let me
It's
rephrase
not
that.
here.
What?
It doesn't exist right now.
These are all things that don't happen.
Is this my cue to actually do the physical like bullshit with my magnets? Do I need to set them off?
There's nothing to set off. It's done.
We did it? Hold on.
I mean, we didn't do it. Something else did.
Then
That's
it's
the
time to get the
problem.
fuck out. It's time to go.
Exactly. We gotta go.
Brother Alfred, or Brother Alfred, you there?
Yeah. No,
Oh fuck! All right.
We have to
Alright.
get out of here.
What about Dietz, Taylor?
Check the comm. See if we can get. We might not be able to get to them because they're remote.
Oh shit!
Oh,
He's doing
shit.
the fucking thing again.
All right. Nah. They know if shit got cut off, we're dipping. Or at least I am. So
We got it. We're on our own. We're on our own on this. We're just on our own private channel, so we gotta
Go.
go.
All right,
As
get us out of
panic
here,
begins to set in and heart rates begin to rise, breathing begins to increase in a more shallow fashion. Fingers are beginning to be pressed against the lift buttons. If you can get out of here, you may not be able to. So far, there's no response from the lift, but gazing eyes begin to take in the sights from the outside. The darkness of Callisto City in the immediate area is palpable. You can see distant lights of cars coming into the area, those that are so reliant on the veil that when they come in, and they end up gliding to a halt, some of them hover and then grind against the asphalt itself, setting off a wake of sparks. You see confused people down below, 53 floors, ants running around, so many of them in the dark for the very first time. This sector has not known this in its entire history. Finally, ping, the doors open. You can see the lift. Thankfully, it's just mechanical.
Let's get the fuck out.
Okay, let's go. This is fucking weird if it's not Shade City.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yo,
We gotta
Andromeda,
go, man. We
Yo,
gotta fucking go.
I'm willing to jump into this death box, but do we have alternate routes? Something that goes through this fucking elevator shaft, hitting
got
it down
the
once
blueprints.
everybody's there.
on their Omni tool, Andromeda's like, I've got the blueprints. They're downloaded. They're not in the veil. And like throws them up in like a quick hologram for Kode to scan. I don't know how to find points to get out of
I
here.
want
but
this
you
fucking door closed. Let's go.
It seems to take forever, and of course it goes tick, 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 tick. And it's like, and you take a look and you can see that there's even a depressed portion of that button, from other people, and then finally, now you begin seeing in the distance just before the doors close, while you were on the lift, you could see something rising up in the air, comes over a nearby building and settles in the building, closing in by about 400 feet or so, a searchlight beginning to look around. It's one of the UCU vehicles. And you can see a bright flash go right across the way.
Flat against the inside of
The
this
door
fucking
still
elevator.
remaining open. Another flash going across, the beam awkwardly being adjusted by manual process until finally,
Anybody?
ping, the door then begins to shut, and you feel the jarring motion of the lift going down.
If anybody was like in getting light, they got kicked against the wall by Kode.
So, when it finally comes downstairs, you could see several confused people they are armed. This is Taylor's team, most of them with shotguns, looking around, very confused. Taylor in the middle of it. Let's go.
We gotta get out of here, man. Let's fucking dip.
There are already a team. There's like two people on either side of a back entry door, like a loading dock area. Those doors are open. You guys manage to escape. And just as you get about a block away, that's when you hear and all of the cars, now just UCU units, closing in on the surrounding area.
Bye.
Around that building and about 500, 600 feet or so outside of it, the veil is gone. The UCU units are coming in. They are canvassing the area for anything. And almost every single one of them have nothing to go on. The veil shuts down. Technology changed. Welcome to a new Shade City, so it seems. already. You can hear a shattering of glass from across the street. You see a parade of about 25 people coming into a local corporation and flooding into the lobby, ripping monitors out, not wearing any kind of insignia that would let them let you think that they were all organized, many of them fighting over various parts. Riots have now taken over the city streets. Corporations slowly being damaged. Of course, when you're talking trillions of dollars, what's a monitor here or there? You guys have been around the city long enough. You know what's going to happen here. Doesn't mean anything. At least what they're doing. But when you finally get out of the area and back over to your place, you remember it. It's in Shade City, just outside the pit. Things are calm. Restoratively calm. At least here, you don't expect electricity much. You have your own generator running things. When it comes down to the Sinner's headquarters, when you open up the door, there used to be a friendly face inside, a big guy looking around, the remnants of a medical facility still set up. How far away is Andromeda's HQ from here?
I'd say it's a good 10 miles.
10 miles? That's outside of the city.
Fucking wild.
Is it?
Yeah.
I have a weird sense of space. I live in California.
That's true.
It's not fucking Ojai.
For me, 10 miles is the next city.
That's fair.
Like, just outside my city.
Honestly, a 20-minute drive on a highway is about 10 miles.
Yeah, all right. If you're going full speed.
Highway?
Yeah, going full speed, yeah.
Yeah,
Going
full
65
speed.
on the highway, 10 miles is 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, either way.
We'll cut it down. We'll make it 2.
Okay. So it's not exactly an immediate distance, but either way, here you are. You're now back in your own headquarters in a place that is powered by yourself. Or powered by your own generators and what have you. With normalcy somewhat returned, you kind of get an eerie feeling. You know something happened, but you don't know exactly what, until finally you get something over a comm.
Guys, can you hear me?
Oh shit, there it is.
Finally.
Hey. All right, who has their system up? I have something for you. Hold on, Taylor. Bring it over here. Take a picture. Yeah,
Pull up my flip phone.
Put it under the camera. Hold on. All right. We found a potential reason for this thing. We saw like a band of maybe, I don't know, it's like maybe 4 people or so. They were going into a nearby building and they kicked off something. Now, we have a little bit of info about them, but not much. We want to know what this is.
And you begin to see, you see Taylor's meaty hand come in from underneath a scope, and in the middle of his palm is what seems to be a destroyed red bead.
We picked this up. We canvassed the area. We saw the faces. We got an ID on some of them. I mean, well, not an ID. We don't have names, but we saw some of them. About it's back where the rich folks live.
Didn't Dr. Hazer have a red bead?
There might be a few people who have them.
What do you, I thought this was like a you thing.
Yeah, it is. But I've been growing my business, you see.
What do you mean? You're a bead dealer? What does that mean?
You're selling these?
Well,
things
no,
to
see,
people?
I upgrade people's augmentations, and then I, leave my little signature.
Leave a signature how? What are you doing?
I'm building a network, as they say in business.
No, I know how networks work. I have one myself, and we don't have fucking calling cards.
Can we dispose of any innuendo or subtle speak here and just get right to the fact of the matter?
Oh.
Because if this is one of your signatures, Andromeda, and it did this, that presents a very real danger to the city if more people have these.
Oh, nah. I'm gonna be frank,
Look, they're not
brother.
dangerous.
No,
They're
that's really fucking dangerous.
They're
Are you
not
kidding
dangerous,
me?
and they're not gonna get tracked back to me. I swear.
What do you mean they're not dangerous? The veil just went down.
Right, but I didn't do that.
I don't think Prodigy Biotech cares. A UCU unit just left the building up after scanning the 53rd floor. And I'm picking up activity 2 miles to your west.
We need to leave right now.
Isn't that where you live, Andromeda?
They
Almost
sort
like
of,
they tracked you because of your calling
They
card?
can't. They can't
Jesus
though. Look, I have precautions in place. They can't get in.
It's a garage door with like a couple fancy traps. What do you mean? It's UCU.
40 steps away
They're not
from
smart
the
enough.
group.
They're not smart enough to figure this. No.
Cody,
40
where are you
steps
going?
back. Hey, if we are currently in an area that has potential surveillance, we got drones around here. I'm not trying to get caught up in anything you got going on, Andromeda. I thought you was a fucking up there sinner, my guy, but you're clearly not ready for staying under the fucking radar. So I'm gonna keep my.
I have been under the radar.
Yeah,
You don't even know what I've been doing for this fucking city, for this goddamn
Okay, we need
hellhole.
to
I've been
calm
working
down.
my ass off.
It's getting too fucking heated. The charge is unreal. You all need to fucking stop. Whoever is to blame, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. The fact is that they're going to your place, which has our shit, which means Dietz and Taylor and Shar are all also in danger. So let's fucking go.
I'm sorry,
All right.
I just came back. I just heard you say something about my name. It just got pinged. I'm
They think you're in danger.
Well, I'm in your garage. How would I be in danger?
That's
You
what
need
I'm
to get out right
saying.
now. Nope. Get out, Shar.
All right, I'm on my way to the exit. Can someone, while I take care of this, tell me exactly what is happening, please?
They found one of my beads. You know, it's just been my project that I'm working on, and like, one of them I must have gotten loose, and shit hit the fan. But it's not my fault.
We have an amateur Robin Hood situation is what's going
I'm
on.
not an amateur Robin Hood. I'm not trying to steal anything. I am trying to...
No, you just want to throw stones and not claim the ripples here.
I'm not
Andromeda.
throwing stones. I'm telling you, I'm building something that's good for all of us.
Well, okay, I'm outside. This shouldn't be a...
Stand by!
Hold on for standby, please.
Why did you tell them to go outside?
The signal goes dead.
I swear to God, Andromeda. I'm going. I'm going.
Fault.
Come on,
Yeah, I'm
Cody,
going.
are you out?
I'm going as well.
Okay.
You guys open up the door outside, and what you expect to see is shadow.
Deploying drone.
What you see instead is a UCU unit, about 3 of them outside. All of them deploying drones to cover over the area. How do you want to handle this? So far, from the position of the doorway, you've not yet been seen.
Are there any other individuals, other civilians nearby, like a downed vehicle,
No,
a cab,
it's-
anything like that?
Not at all. No feet on ground. Instead, you see that the alleyways are clear, but you currently have 2 UCU units, both of them facing away from you. They do not appear to have humped this area or humped the HQ, but you can tell that they are in here and moving through the various alleys.
Just 2?
Yeah.
I
We can
sling.
dodge him.
I'm
Okay.
in a panic. I am slinging sleep. So it would be sad.
Haven, your choices are to go south, west, north, or east.
I'm going to.
You notice that the
and
drones, by the way, to be fair, went west and north.
Where do the UCU people go?
I'm sorry. The UCUs went west and north. I apologize. The drones just went fucking everywhere.
Okay. Am I able to do 2 directions at once?
Only if you
sling?
get cut in half. Oh, with a sling. Oh, I didn't understand.
I mean, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it for the team.
Real quick.
Can you? No, it's gonna be. It's good. Okay, so your sling, you're gonna tap into your flow, and then you're gonna spike out an emotion of your choosing in all those present, if that's something that you had wanted, and you can also exclude. So you get to choose who you want depending on your role.
Yeah, the UCU guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna go kind of far. I'm gonna get up a little bit though.
Okay, so that's your action. Go ahead and roll. I'm gonna move over to Kode.
Kode is already sus of like everything at this point because empty alley, entire district is all fucked. Andromeda is being Andromeda, and we just lost contact with Shar. The only person that I'm even can vibe with right now is fucking the faithful guy and my empath fucking kin, and even that is an issue. So Kode is looking to just be like, listen, I'm gonna peace out. Yeah, if y'all know me, I don't handle this well because UCU ain't catching me. I'm gonna go back to where I'm expected to be, and I'm gonna make a phone call along the way.
Are you going north, south? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if Cody's leaving, I kind of want to stop and be like, if I can draw their attention away, can you get Haven and Andromeda out of here as well?
Yo, listen. I don't know if you know this or not, but fucking it's impossible to get Andromeda to do fucking anything that makes sense. So Andromeda is probably gonna be on her fucking own. Haven I could probably convince if I tell her what the hell I'm doing, but we're on crunch time right now. You got I hope you got a fucking cover to go to, someplace to go, because I do, and I'm getting there while this is clearly a fucking lockdown, and I'm not ready to be caught in this zone without a fucking proper reason to be here, if it makes sense. You feel me?
I feel you. Give me maybe 20 seconds to try to speak to Andromeda and convince them to get out of here.
All right, I'll go talk to Haven.
She's gone. As soon as, like, if there's a free opening in a dark alley, she's down it.
North, south, east, or west? Andromeda.
Which direction would my garage be?
West. Which is also in the same direction as one of those drones, one of those UCU units.
I need to go in that direction, but I'm gonna try and stick with the alleyways and be subtle about it. I just need to be within like 1 mile of my place so I can activate the self-destruct button.
Kode, which direction did you want to go?
Northwest, which is where I believe in the direction going back towards the syntax, if I remember correctly on the map.
Northeast.
Northeast, yep. Northeast on the map going towards the syntax.
Copy, Brother Alfred.
If Kode is heading off northeast, then I am like hood up, arms in the cloak, in like the sleeves of my robes, chanting loudly, heading southwest.
Okay. You got it. The UCU cameras start scanning alleyways for any unusual activity. You can already tell, Kode, as you go through. UCU units have already been through this area. People are out and about in the streets. UCU's not looking for people. It's looking for something else. Haven, when you sling that out, you can feel a response. Unfortunately, you don't really get the end results. The UCU units, as I said, no feet on ground. They're all inside of the vehicles moving away. So, you did it. And it seems like something may have happened. A little difficult to tell. Brother Alfred, as you move southwest, you can see units down there as well. But what you're also picking up on is a couple of units that are, again, have already come through this area. You see one person pressed up by several men up against a sliding door that comes down, a cheek pressed up against the cold metal. You can see a tear running down his face, bruises and blood coming out of his right ear. They've gotten violent now. And you can tell that this person is not somebody who would have any information. And most of the stuff that they are talking about or asking this person has nothing to do with anything in reality. They're simply abusing the situation. These are police. This is what they do in Callisto City. But you're also outnumbered. There's at least another 7 units standing by, all within at least 100 feet. Most of them 20. Andromeda, you begin heading off in that direction. All of you, well, you in particular, always trying anyway to stay in the shadows. I'm gonna ask each of you, with the exception of Haven, who I've already asked to roll for me. I'm gonna ask everyone else, make your rolls. Haven, while they're doing that, I'm coming back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you've slung, you're standing there in the crossroads, looking in all 4 cardinal directions. You can see that there's a variety of things. By the way, guys, if you're running any of your playbook moves, just roll it on the playbook move. If you happen to have it. You can tell that there's some tension in the air. You can feel it. It's palpable. From the direction of the west, it's a little bit of a powerful feeling, but it's even now just beginning to fade. Off to the north, you kind of get a little bit of regret and sadness still coming off of the UCU unit just as it disappears down the street. Perhaps your sling did work after all. Haven, what direction are you going in, if at all?
I think, so she sees like the neon hair of Andromeda kind of slip into the shadows, and she's like, fuck, I don't have any more flow. That fucking kid, I swear to God. And she's gonna start going down the direction to chase Andromeda, mostly out of guilt.
Okay, so that would be off to the west.
Mm-hmm.
Kode, can you describe, without having to go into the mechanics of the game, what it is that you've done?
Kode basically, while seeing all of this, all of these like interactions with the expected of the UCU on the streets, is just going to, like he always does when navigating on foot through the town, move inconspicuously under the shadows, under surveillance lights. If he sees a drone nearby, he'll duck in and up over like a fire escape, and just his normal subversive motions, but expediently, while trying to be very, very focused on his comms, listening to see if any of the others say anything, whisper anything. But that has his focus in terms of audio input.
So we all know that Kode goes through the city pretty much anonymously, parkouring from here to there and over the tops of buildings, through alleys, ducking underneath security cameras, usually able to do so. Your potential, now that you've rolled it at the beginning of the game, you've generated 1 humanity. How do you want to? Do you want to hold on to that, or do you want?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to it.
Very good. You feel yourself a little bit more empowered, just because you are fueled by muscle. You are fueled by nutrients of the food that you take in. You don't have a power system with the exception of that which powers your visor. Everything else around you is always running off of some external energy. Everyone is dependent upon the system built up around them. You go, and as you come even close to the area that had been affected, you can see that there is people out there in the street all looking around, some people even dancing the line in between where they have the veil. Now I don't have the veil. Now I have the veil. Now, some trying to make light of the situation. Other people, through sheer ignorance, not even understanding that they're fully automated systems, they walk into the veil and fall flat, their faces being the only portion of them that seems to work with no electricity, expressing angst and fear, not knowing other people now disassembling them alive for parts. You finally make it up to the syntax. Brother Alfred, your journey down to the southwest, you see more and more depravity. People taking advantage of the chaos in other parts of the city, sure, but mainly because the UCU units are now on OT. They're coming through this area They're abusing their privileges that have been given to them. And the only thing that you get out of it is a walk in the park. No one's actually paying attention to you, with the exception of a couple of inquiries here or there, at gunpoint in one instance. Can you tell me how it is that you, well, what did you roll and what did you do?
So I rolled plus sad, but so that would be for my tools of the trade in this situation if somebody was holding me up at gunpoint. Sort of a no-nonsense reaction, the same one with the guys that held us up outside of the city, or like not held us up, but stopped us, of like reaching into the robes and pulling out that rusty, beaten up cleaver. On a partial success, I can only choose to impress, dismay, or frighten my target, but that's okay because frighten is what I was going for.
Guns drawn. What do you do?
I pull out that cleaver and say, now I don't know if you know exactly what this is, but I've done what you're doing now. And if you want to keep doing it, I would recommend that you put them away and find different engagement for the evening.
About 2 syllables in, you can hear... You realize that talk is not the thing that they want. They want compliance. They want you to simply capitulate. They want you to get on your knees.
If that's the case, then I'm going to tuck the cleaver back in and in the same motion draw out my blunted sword and swing at the nearest one.
I see here that you had a partial success of 8.
Oh, that was for my tools of the trade to,
Gotcha.
To frighten them with the cleaver.
Then can you do me a favor? Since there are 4 of them, give me 4 rolls, and in that order we'll determine what happens.
Okay.
You feel free to use any moves. We will narrate our way through it when I come back to you. Haven, you're beginning to move off to the west. However, whether or not you can keep up with Andromeda, well, that yet to be seen. That has to be seen. Andromeda, what are you doing right now? How are you feeling to get through this? Let's hear it from Andromeda's point of view.
I am so fucking pissed right now. This wasn't the plan, and this wasn't supposed to go this way, but that's okay. I mean, I prepared for this, and so I just have to make it disappear, and I can do that, and that's okay. Like, I just have to get within the blast range and without being seen, and then everything will be fine.
When you finally get about a mile out, you kind of feel that confidence starting to build up. You know that you're about there. The equivalent of a GPS is simply not giving you any signal. It appears that other systems have now been shut down. Kode, as you begin to head up to the syntax, you notice that certain billboards are black for the very first time in your life. They've gone dark. You see several other new kinds of cars going around the streets. Newer, sleeker, and you do not see any advertisements on them at all. And all of them seem to have that same kind of vibe to them. They're going around on wheels. They're not hovering. And all of them seem to be going in the direction of the new dark zone.
I'm going just casually. I'm gonna try and wave one down in front of the syntax as if they are like a cab or something, and see if they respond to me in any way. I'm not stepping out into the road or anything. I'm just gonna be like, hey.
Car maintains its speed, slow, purposeful. Windows tinted. Unknown occupants. It simply drives by you. Haven, you can see that there is an Andromeda constantly moving in and out of the shadows. But Andromeda, we now return back to you. You have decided to take a risk. What was your risk that you received a partial success on?
If I get into that blast range of my detonators that I set up in my garage, going down. I mean, it's going up in flames.
I understand. Andromeda, can you do me a favor then? I'd like you to, we're going to say that for purposes of you getting through this area in a, by the way, partial successes, oh no, it's failures. Or is it partial successes earn XP, Mike?
Just failures.
Just failures, thank you. When you are going through the alleys, Andromeda, and you, Haven, somewhere nearby behind her, you're feeling the anger, Haven. You can feel it. It's palpable. It's coming off her. She might as well be wearing a fucking beacon. You can feel the anger coming off of her. She's not hiding it whatsoever. Perhaps a little bit of greater concern, however, is that her anger is also getting the best of her. She's starting to get a little bit careless. She starts drifting, and at some points through a bravado, going straight down the street. Remnants of lights here and there still able to pick up on her as she's going down the way. You can see palms or hands completely clenched in a fist, walking in that very purposeful direction. And at one point, a UCU unit even hovers about 15 feet above her and uncaring continues going forward. Andromeda, is that accurate?
Yep.
Haven, you continue to follow?
Yeah. I'm gonna stay kind of close enough that I could see her, but far enough that I could protect her.
Got it. Alrighty. Brother Alfred, can you describe the very first thing that happens?
So you said there were 4 of them.
Correct.
So I if possible to get out of this without a fight, I don't want to fight. So I rolled my tools of the trade 4 times.
Yes, you did.
2 partial successes, 2 total successes.
So the very first one, you swung at them.
Oh no, sorry. Tools of the trade is not me fighting. It is me leveraging this old reputation, this object that I carry, to elicit this emotional response. So on a partial success, I can only choose to impress, dismay, or frighten. Frighten is what I would do, I think, in this situation.
You see, when you had pulled out the cleaver, the one closest to you kind of backs off a little bit. Hey, I kind of recognize that. What happened to the second one?
That's a total success. So spiking up the emotion is intended in this case. I think the intended emotional response is that sort of like immediate regret, like if you talk shit to somebody and then they stand up and they're like 8 inches taller than you. Oh shit,
like, well, there's no way we're gonna take this guy down. Yeah, no, if you know him, I know him. That's the second guy. What happened to the third one?
That was another partial, so I'm still just gonna say blanket, like frighten on the partials of, you know, the kind of fear that you get from somebody like very calmly being like, if we're doing violence, okay, and then pulling out a rusty, haggard meat cleaver.
The one immediately off to your right, the one who complained first, says, no, I think I know this guy. He's backing up a little bit. He's holding his gun just a little bit tighter. You can see that these guns are set to kill. They are loaded with it. You taking a look at the mag, you can see what it is that they have in there. These things are huge rounds that are just meant to blast someone out of oblivion. That's the first one. The second one turns and just goes back to nope, and just goes back, and then maybe about 20 feet away he bolsters himself, tries to regain a little bit of confidence, and then turns his attention to someone. Hey, you over there, and tries to take out his aggressions to them over there. The third one looking at you as well. You could see a little bead of sweat coming down. It's already a cool night. Why would he be doing that? And he's looking at you, but you can tell he doesn't want to do this. The fourth one looks at the second one, backs up a little bit, and oh shit, and like dropped his arm just for a quick moment, and picks it back up and like blows a fucking 10-foot crater in a hole about 40 feet away. And like, would you stop?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think when the shot is fired, I start I take off the kind of like upper layer of robes I have, so like naked from the waist up. His torso is like you can see his ribs sticking out, like he is emaciated, and it is just like a patchwork of scars all over his body, just like more scar tissue than unscarred flesh. And he says, if this is the way we are proceeding, you can attempt to kill me, but I can guarantee you that more dangerous men have tried and failed.
The last thing you see is a blast, a muzzle flash, coming from number 3. Number 1's eyes had already grown wide at that point as he began to see his co-worker do something that he shouldn't have out of abject fear. All 4 of them had the notion that they controlled the streets tonight, a bunch of corrupt UCU units. And they were just proven wrong. And one of them just reacted. We come back to Haven. You feel a sting of...
Fuck. Where is that coming from?
the south.
Who is that? What? Brother Alfred? Kode?
Yo, I'm here. I'm here. We're good.
What happened with you? Are you okay? Did something just happen? Like something bad?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, I'm gonna try and stay off comms.
Oh, shit. Brother Alfred?
Am I in any state to respond?
There seems to be a little bit of a disconnect.
Well, shit. This isn't great. Okay, if you can hear me, just call me back. Fuck.
Andromeda, you begin moving forward. Haven, you still in tow. Andromeda, you get within a mile, and you can see already flashing lights nearby. Flashing lights that have set up a perimeter. And several heavily armed beings. But they're not the ones that you're really worried about. You also see that there is a post nearby, that one that has been set up with a generator of sorts. It's something that lightens the veil in their area. A personal little thing that they have now. The thing that is really of concern, however, is the two-footed monstrosity that comes out. A complete automated turret system comes out on two walker legs. You see 4 turrets looking around, and you also see a 360 camera on it, with a red flashing light indicating its armed state. How far away are you from this right now?
I think I might have accidentally wandered into it.
When you came into it and the UCU vehicles just... You can hear it.
Freeze! Stand where you are!
And...
The code goes into my Omni tool, and I press the detonate button.
I would like you to roll for me. In that moment, how are you feeling? What is the emotion, understanding that this may be Andromeda's last moment? You are completely surrounded. You go to press that button. What are you feeling?
I'm pissed off.
Give me mad.
I'm always pissed off. I did it.
You go to take a risk, you got a 13. You go to press that button. You hear a... There's a wash of light that comes out from behind several buildings in the distance. Haven, you kind of... That's a... and you feel a wave hit you. What you also pick up on is that wave carrying screams of pain.
Fuck.
With that success, can I press detonate? That goes off. The Omni tool gets another pin put in, and it's locked down.
What's locked down? What do you mean?
My Omni tool.
Okay. Oh, you security-wise?
Yeah.
Okay. You see circles. How permanent is that shutdown?
Only I can bring it back.
Okay. Systems go dead. The only thing remaining is a small little old school LCD panel where you can plug in the code that you need, probably with some sort of a low-tech bioscan that only your fingerprints are going to work on. That's fine. Kode, you make it back over to the Syntax. The pulse of the city still very much alive within the club, and above it if you go into your apartment.
Kode instead he isn't going to go directly into his apartment because of a protocol he has for whenever he's out on missions. So it looks like he's at work. He's going to walk in, and say hello. He's got the promotion. He's going to walk through a couple people, and he's going to go to one of the back offices to try and get some communication going. Some better communication going that was set up prior.
You managed to make yourself over there. Not a problem whatsoever. Of course, for inside the Syntax nightclub, life has not changed. It's very far away from many of the dark zones that have kicked up.
Going to the trying to get open communication or direct communication to Taylor, who he would assume be the muscle protecting Dietz wherever he was, since they've gotten no communication of what's going on since. And I don't want to open comms and connect anything with my team, so I'm going directly to Taylor to get a delivery or send off a delivery and see if I'm needed for dropping off anything from the Syntax.
Sure. You end up you kind of tap into something, the background noise of the nightclub somewhere out there, and you begin picking up on something.
Fuck. Well,
you try reaching Taylor, and again it comes back. Now, you don't have your visor up.
Nope.
So the information that you're receiving, audio only. You've not heard that sound before.
No, I have not. So because of that, and I don't understand half the things with most tech, not as bad as our brother Alfred, but enough to know that close the connection. We don't want to hear that 3 times.
Okay. We return now. Drones in specific areas completely shut down, but we now turn back to Haven, who just experienced a wave of pain.
Yeah, she gets up because she was blown right back. And she's like in a seated position, and she's like, Andromeda, get over here now.
Andromeda, we return to you. I see a satisfactory smile, smug perhaps. Things just went up. The units in front of you pretty much unfazed by it. But you do hear some chatter on nearby radios and comms, and when it went up, you can see everyone's visors kind of go blink just for a quick second as little red flash notifications come up indicating that whatever happened just set off things, which should also tell you that there were eyes on that area to send such notifications in the first place. And they had to have been alive in order to send those notifications after the fact. You hear Haven's voice from behind you.
I'll turn around to face her while like slowly putting my hands in the air. Omni tool is in one of my many pockets.
What the fuck are you doing? I'm not a cop. Let's go.
With the explosion, a distraction has occurred.
I'm gonna go find Char.
Your place just blew up. Let's fucking go. There are bodies everywhere.
Those units are sufficiently distracted by what's going on, but
Are they?
you only have 5.
Let's go.
4,
I'm getting up and I'm like
3,
gonna fucking.
2,
I'm grabbing her and I'm
1.
forcing her this way.
You manage to duck in.
She'll only go if you drag her.
Yeah, I'm gonna drag her like fucking Mama Bear. Let's fucking go.
And into the shadows you begin to disappear. We turn our attention back to Brother Alfred. The ringing in your ear is powerful. The gore that seems to be on your face, perhaps even worse. The body of number 1, because he missed you and completely splattered and exploded the other guy. Well, it's not there anymore. Number 3 has apparently already since fucked off and left you for dead. Shrapnel only. You have 1 wound.
I have 1 armor, so
There you go.
just kind of pick shrapnel out and I go, "More scars for the vestments." And I turn to the corpse of number 1 and kind of crouch down.
Number 1 is the one who fired. He's gone.
Oh, number 1.
Number
is the one who fired.
3.
Number 3 is the one.
Well, his right hand is up against that building, and his spleen is over there, and whatever cybernetic enhancement that thing used to be is plastered up on a street sign.
Are any of the 4 still around?
No, everyone fucked off.
So taking the kind of like discarded upper portion of his robes, I think Brother Alfred is going to go through the, painstaking, grim process of gathering up what bits of this guy he can, wrapping them in the robe as like a shroud, saying just a short prayer, sort of a lot of, if believe it or not, a lot of the prayers for Our Lady of Immaculate Suffering are like lamentations. So it is this big like wailing thing, bemoaning the unnecessary suffering and suffering like for no reason.
I'm going to give you an opportunity here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't provide exposition in the form of inner monologue. Give us exactly what he's doing and what we, as the citizens of Killison City, see.
Yeah, so body is gathered up and then crouching, like not crouching over, kneeling, like head bowed over him. This was not a good death. Your suffering served no greater end, and I am sorry that I could not do more to help you. I pray that you find peace in your next life, and that if you do suffer, it is for good. And then I just look up. It's not a sign of the cross. I trace, like, there's like 3 very bright scars running from like shoulder to hip. I just trace along that and I go, "Hear us, Our Lady." And then I light the shroud on fire. And I stand close enough to it that as it burns, there's like blistering along like the forearms that are like sort of, hold on, I have enough space in my room. So kneeling down, knuckles on the thighs, leaning forward, the entire like back of the like still organic arm is like red and blistering, and the kind of like plastic outer coating of the prosthetic arm is like warping and cracking. But I stay there silently until the fire burns down all the way.
Enough damage done, the body being harmed in the process, voluntarily. 1 harm. You realize that the streets are pretty much empty now. And you can also see there is no veil in this area either. Something had transpired while you were unconscious. There was a billboard in the distance. It's, of course, neon lights, etc., blah, 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 cyberpunk, coming down upon the usually moist streets. In this case, though, there's something interesting that you see. The light in this area coming from a flame of a body that is, and whatever remnants that there are, seems to be the only light. And when it finally dies down, your eyes again adjust to the darkness. You can see in the moisture of the street, now even a puddle, a curious thing. A dot, a single dot of light. You try to determine its source?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if it's like a reflection of something up above, or if this
It
is
is. It is a reflection of something above.
Yeah, it's good.
There seems to be a very distant and pale dot of light above you. A star that no one in Callisto City has ever seen. We turn over to Haven and Andromeda, who have disappeared into the shadows of the alley. Where are you two going?
Oh, I will tell you exactly where we are going, young lady. I'm literally like bear hugging her and like pulling her, like, because I'm small too, so I'm like dragging her.
But I weigh like nothing.
Yeah. We're fucking going back to the Syntax, somewhere safe. What
It's
the
not gonna
fuck is
be
happening?
safe. It fucking
You
saw
walked-
me.
You walked right. Yeah, no shit, because you walked right into them. You fucking dumbass.
I
Let's
had
go.
to get shit done, okay? It doesn't matter.
Shut up.
One of their units passes by a perpendicular street, the shadows still protecting you to some degree. But noise, you know for a fact, is something that they listen to. The streets are monitored these days. You know that.
You don't say another fucking word until we get to where we need to go. Thank you.
Cody.
And I'm gonna
sorry.
slowly I'm just gonna gently release, but still hold on until we get to where we're going.
Cody.
You can probably like grab onto her jacket, one of her pockets that's like empty. You just kind of like yank on that.
Yeah.
Let's see that you have your visor on.
You're muted.
Cody sees a list of notifications of mist-like prompts, some of them being spammed, and he doesn't open them up while he is currently trying to communicate with Andromeda via snail message in the office, tapping away.
That's when a bing comes up. You recognize it. It's from Dietz.
Oh, that one I'll open up immediately.
You open it. It seems to be encrypted.
Fuck. He said Cody takes the little USB cord to the keyboard that he has so that it can auto decrypt, and he runs the program.
You begin doing so, and you can see that formerly what was a whole bunch of characters start to become assembled. And as they do, you see a black box, was something, a predecessor to video. It begins to play. You hear that same fast beat. And then it continues to play again, still continuing on the timeline of this video. And then you begin to see a visual. It's a heart rate. And then you see a face. At first, you didn't know that it was a face because it was just red and gore and flesh hanging back from what seems to be a skull. And then as you came back, Taylor.
Try to find location.
Not enough information.
Fuck. LNL. So, Cody rips the cord from the keyboard, calmly walks up into the front and talks to one of the bartenders. Hey, do we have any deliveries out in the southwestern region that need to be parceled like right now?
I mean, if you tell me that you need a delivery, then we get you a delivery.
Yeah. Something small, maybe a medical parcel along the way. Real fast.
I don't have a medical parcel. This is a fucking bar. Hold on for a second. Here, I need this delivered out to the southwest, wherever you need it to go.
Look at this. I got a first aid kit right here.
Hey, look at that. And off you go.
Gone. And I am using my usual, but unfortunately I am a little spooked by it.
Okay.
Because I'm worried about Taylor.
You start making your way through the world. Which direction are you now heading?
I'm heading towards Dietz hideout.
In this case, that would be almost directly south and much closer to the HQ of the Sinners themselves. You remember exactly where it was, a lone apartment building on the corner of an unused block, for the most part inhabited, but mainly by squatters and those who don't mind living without the advantages of the Vale, or even electricity here and there. Sputtering wires every now and then haphazardly put together to provide temporary power. You come into this area, sparks flying here and there, and you see the apartment building.
While I'm approaching it, I'm looking for
which is not there.
You
see rubble, you see smoke.
Oh, Andromeda. I'm pinging Andromeda right now.
And there's no connection in this area.
Fuck. He's gonna run straight towards the rubble and take a guess based off of heat maps, based off of where the building is, what collapsed. He's gonna try and bring up anything to help him understand, because he fears for the worst, and that is that the image that he saw is the time he has left to save anybody under this rubble.
Sure. So you kick that up, and then all of a sudden,
stand still. Do not move. You see?
Several UCU units come in. Lights come down on the area. You see several choppers and what have you, all hovercraft coming down, lights focused on your area, haphazardly dancing around, and then you could feel the heat of them on your body.
He puts his hands up, pressing the emergency button to let out everybody know where his last known location is for recording, and he drops it off to the side so it can watch him as he puts his hands up behind his head.
You guys all receive that signal. You get the ping, and the last thing that you see is Cody's body down on the ground.
Yep.
And a knee being pressed down against his back. Hands taken in behind, and then Cody's feet as it gets shuffled off. Exit Cody. We now turn back to the brother. You're muted.
I'm muted.
I'm muted. Checking my phone to see if I have any contact from the others in the time that I was out or performing these rites.
You do. You get the contact. There seems to be a ping from Haven from a little bit earlier, and then one of an immediate timestamp that came in from Cody.
Yeah, so the timestamp from Cody, do I recognize it as sort of like his emergency, like...
Oh yeah, it's the notice.
Okay, so then I'm gonna call Haven back, plugging in my corded earbud and putting it in my ear as I start moving away from the scene. Haven?
What?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I was unconscious for an unspecified period of time.
Why?
I'm given the aftermath, something explosive, but not necessarily like demolitions grade, you know, some sort of fragmentation munitions.
I'm like grabbing like Andromeda, like, do you see what you're doing? Do you hear what's happening right now?
Nope, keep going.
And then I I kind of like look back at the body I was burning and say, by chance, did you happen to see any interesting smoke rising? Where are you guys?
We're headed back to, I don't know, the Syntax, I guess, somewhere else, because our HQ is gone.
You're currently heading in a southerly direction.
Where is the Syntax from HQ? Northeast.
Northeast.
South is Dietz.
East is Dietz.
I pivot east.
You turn around. Okay.
Going the wrong way this whole time. And now, did you see the fucking comms that Kode sent? Because now something happened to him. I'm pretty sure he got humped. Now I'm sitting here with fucking Robin Hood over here trying to do good in the world and have this calling card situation. And what happened with the weird smoke?
Shut the fuck up. You don't know half of what you're talking about.
Shut up. Shut up. What happened with the smoke?
I had to burn a body, and if you had seen it, I would just say that's where I am. But if you're going somewhere, just tell me, are you going to where Kode was when his message went out? I can head that way as well.
If he got humped, we're not going there. I'm gonna go to Dietz.
Okay. I can go there as well.
We can see a UCU unit high up in the sky, and that is from their vantage point that we now take a look at our sinners. One having been placed in a similar vehicle. 3 others darting in from various areas across the city, some mile away from their target. When they all finally converge, our 3 friends here, and they return, we can see that the UCU in that area is no longer around. But then again, neither is the apartment building that was once home to Dietz and Taylor. We focus again, a roaming UCU unit high above, unconcerned about the 3 individuals who have gathered near the apartment building. We take it from here. Oh, and in the distance, and you can see fire go down, and then again another. Someone else opening up, UCU shooting at civilians in the area. You 3 manage to find yourselves in shadows.
What the fuck?
We're going to take a 5-minute intermission. Hey guys, we're back.
Not for long,
Welcome
maybe.
back.
We all might die any moment, but, you know, we're here for now.
Well,
Speak for yourself, heathen. My faith protects me.
Yeah, and my tech protects me. Sometimes.
really?
Yeah,
Now we
that's
find
Alpha.
ourselves again with another wandering UCU unit monitoring exactly what the other units are doing. The urban control units, private security firms that are hired by various corporations around, seem to have broken jurisdiction. You see a corporate logo from here and a corporate logo from here. They seem to be working together. Several of them going across, lights shining every now and then. Units working together against the common person. Gunfire every now and then. Lone shots in the streets. Citizens dropping. And then you see you moving in to capture. Some walking away after their quarry has been determined to be dead. Others being carted away in a wounded state. Is this how Kode was taken?
Yep.
We turn our attention back to Kode, flying high above the city. We see you with uncaring eyes on you behind visors that really don't show anything. But you can tell from the slow, steady breathing of the individuals in these suits that you're nothing to them. They don't know who you are. They just simply took you down. Interestingly, however, you find yourself flying towards a part of the city that you once knew in your former life. And you end up landing on the top of a building in which you used to work. Remember those days? You were once sweeping hallways here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
You're
Holy
taken out,
janitor.
and your world goes black. A hood put over your head. You can hear some sort of talk going on in comms in other people's ears, low murmurs of orders being acknowledged. And then you are shoved bodily. You can never walk fast enough for them, and yet they don't want you to walk fast. They push and they shove, putting you up against a wall so that they can go, and then doors then open. You hear the scanning of cards, hallway filled with people, all moving about in silent fashion. And every now and then something very close, small fans nearby. People No, I got this one. That's fine. You walk through another set of doors. Feet moving into a room, a wooden chair scraping across the floor, and then thunk after you are moved harshly around some other object. You're made to sit down. Thunk. You see a woman in business attire sitting across from you.
Is the bag removed?
The bag is not removed, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Sitting across, her hands clasped. Pinkies resting on a cold metal table. Bare room, 2 doors on either side, on their side of the table. In back of her, 2 UCU, no corporate logos. But again, you do recognize the building that you believe you're in. She stares at you. You can tell that one eye is focused on some portion of you, probably anatomy, heart rates, and the usual thing. You've seen this before. Corporations and investigators, they can tell if your heart is moving fast, if your breathing is picked up, etc., the usual thing. The other one, however, distinctly human, looking at you. However, it seems that she now favors the mechanical one, for her living one, slightly clouded over, hasn't really been used, and somewhat almost like a cataract formed. She stares, doesn't say anything.
Looking around his surroundings, seeing what's going on. How may I help you?
She doesn't say anything. In response, she seems to be studying you. And as you kind of get that quick little brief, as you get that moment of analyzing exactly what could be going on, you do see that there's small little information graphics coming up and small little diagrams, and she seems to be receiving all the info. Interestingly, the tech in her eye is not new. It's old, but it is still there. Her hands, both human. You can tell, according to the pulse on the back of her hand, that she seems to be very much in control. She understands who is the captured here and who is the captee. Where were you going? She asks politely.
Responding to an emergency medical call.
We found a medical kit on you.
Yeah. Congratulations. That's what I was doing.
She holds her hand out. One of the UCU reaches in, pulls out a silver tube, which then separates into 2 halves, and in between, a clear film indicating a bulletin. With a quick little backward flip, it solidifies. She places it, and it is placed on the table beside her. She turns it around to face you, and skirts it directly across to you. You see martial law declared in Callisto City. First aid kits are not authorized for common citizenry.
That's technically true. You were absolutely right. But working in the capacity of Callisto City, especially the syntax, we need them available for all patrons. And since I was a working delivery guy for the syntax, I was responding to a working patron of the syntax. Thus, when the medical call came out, I responded.
Who is the owner
Now-
of the syntax?
You would have to go through the logs for that. We've gone through so many different corpo leadership that I don't know the specific
Who is your
names
direct
right
superior?
now. Well, actually, I'm the floor manager, so technically I'm the guy running everything for in terms of scheduling.
The bouncer who was at the door tonight at approximately 42 minutes ago. Their name?
That would be Biff.
Biff's residence?
Biff, I think, lives on the upper east side.
Lived.
Oh, yeah, well, considering I'm just finding out about the shutdown of the town because of martial law,
City.
literally in this moment. Yeah, the shutdown of the city. I don't know where he's living at now.
Well, nowhere. Biff is dead. But where's his residence?
It was 3rd Avenue. Got a little apartment above the fish joint. It's called Foul Fish Fives.
You're a good boy. She takes the tablet, turns it over, and you can see that she's now tapping something on the film. It hardens, and now you can see the reverse image of Andromeda's face. Identify this person.
Annoying ass kid who fucking cut in front of me when I was trying to get a burger not too long ago.
Their name?
I think it's Andy.
Andromeda.
Well then there we go.
She's staring at you. And she's looking intently at your neck where your jugular is. What would you like to roll to represent how well you can lie?
Her search feelings.
Let me have it. Oh, her. Yeah, let me have
Her search feelings.
it. Let me have it.
Lame.
Fuck yes, fuck yes. That's the
Oh.
empath I love.
I
Lame.
mean, I got a 4.
Yeah, no, I got the lowest possible roll.
Fuck.
Really snake eyes.
I spike out on the emotion of whatever is most prevalent here, and I take 1 harm. 1 harm AP.
You can see her eye
Armor
just for a quick... Yeah, armor piercing.
Armor piercing, yep.
You can see her eye kind of send a little beep to other people in the UCU. The two of them kind of like look off in space just for a quick second, acknowledging something else on their monitors that has just come up on their face shields. There is an immense amount of sadness that comes over you. Would you mind describing why? It could help when she taps it. You see the word deceased appear across the film.
Say that one more time so I understand exactly what you're saying.
The thing of Andromeda's face
Mm-hmm.
and a diagonal going across it after she taps it a second time. You can see deceased come across Andromeda's face. She looks back down after being able to get a very good read of your state. And now I will give you this as a fell forward. She's feeling very powerful.
Then I will respond with something that I have been waiting to get interrogated for quite some time, and that is Cody's reprisal. Since I just took harm from my own search feelings while trying to figure out what's going on with her, I am going to use that to hold her responsible for it, especially since she is present and hostile.
Now,
And get the
I'm
whole
I'm asking you.
Yep.
Don't give me an inner monologue.
Yep.
Let me see it on the outside.
Yep. I see that I can read very, very clearly, and you are presenting some play on power, which is, I'm guessing something, well, my hands are tied, which I'm guessing is something that you in your position can do because of martial law, so you probably have some fucking power in relation to this city, and you can just at a push of a button just take people's lives. So I want you to take something.
When was the
into
last time you saw
consideration.
that individual?
I told you the last time I saw them, and it was when they cut in front of me for a meal that I missed out on.
You told me where. You did
Nonetheless.
not say when, and I will only ask you one last time before we remove your left arm. When was the last time that you saw this individual?
I can't put the exact date.
Start with
but
the left
it was
thumb.
A couple of.
You see one of them move over and just places the muzzle of the gun after they force your hand onto the table, and they place the muzzle of the gun directly against the bottom joint of your thumb.
Yep.
I will ask you one last time. When was the last time you saw this individual?
70 hours ago, and that's only the assumption. I can't confirm if it was them or not.
She takes a look at your jugular. The eye. Can you...
Iced.
You rolled a
Oh,
5
not good. Not good.
on your reprisal.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw up.
Take the thumb.
just-
That is one harm.
Yep.
We turn our attention to Brother Alfred. The three of you are standing outside, hiding in the shadows. Brother Alfred, there is a smell. It's of black powder and iron, some decay, smoke, lots of it. You're next to an apartment building which just recently had been demolished. What are you feeling, and how does the world see Brother Alfred reacting to this?
Brother Alfred is like breathing very heavily. To observers, it probably looks like it's reaction to injuries. You know, like he picked the shrapnel out of him, but he's still like bleeding pretty heavily from various little puncture wounds on his chest. But it is fully just emotional turmoil of like recognizing that this is not something that can be overcome without violence, and trying to reconcile that with his new life that he's tried to create.
You three, you have the floor. What are you going to do now?
Do we have anywhere to go? Because we can't be out here. People are dying. And I'm like looking straight in Andromeda when I say this.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you this is not my fault.
This was
Brother
not
Alfred,
your-
do you have a place where we could go?
Yes, I do.
Take us there.
Yeah, I go back to the ruins of the church that I used to work out of that was bulldozed.
Sure.
And there is like, it's still like a pile of rubble. It wasn't bulldozed for some new project. It was just bulldozed because some corpo was like, the view out of my apartment's pretty much ruined by this shoddy like brick church. Tear it down. So in that pile of rubble, there's like a cleared out little section. There's a trapdoor that leads down into the sort of like mausoleum beneath, where all of the prior like priests who headed up this particular church are interred.
Okay. You find yourself down there, a little bit of respite to the quiet chaos going on up top.
Dude, this is really freaky. Do you hang out with these dead bodies like all the time?
Yes, I do.
You're so fucking weird.
We need to get Kode.
We do. As we're like kind of walking through this like catacomb mausoleum, like each cubby on the wall with its, you know, bones and coffins gets a little, just not a prayer, just an acknowledgement, you know. Father Marcus, Mother Anthony.
But is this like, let's just ignore Haven Day? We need to go get Kode. What are we doing?
We don't even know where he fucking is. And I don't know how to find him. I have to be off the grid right now.
No, you need to help us. You keep saying this was not your fault.
This is not my fault.
This was not your intention, Andromeda.
No, and it wasn't my fault either. My plans, my little beads, they didn't do this. It wasn't. This is not. It's not how that happened.
I tip a loose brick off the wall so it drops on Andromeda's toe.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Why did that hurt? Yeah, it fucking hurt.
It's not my fault. I was knocking that
brick
brick on the floor.
Are you shitting me? You did that on purpose.
Oh, yes,
All right.
I totally did that on purpose. There was something on the floor.
No, you're gonna give me some sort of like, you know, like religious lecture about like morality or whatever. Well, you don't even fucking know, okay, dude? So like, don't get me started. I don't want to hear it. I don't. All
Andromeda?
I know is this isn't my fault. I don't know where Kode is. I'm just looking out for me right now because
I pushed Andromeda up against the wall and I put my particle blade up to her chest. You will fucking help us. You're a sinner. I don't give a shit. Who cares? Fine, it wasn't your fault. Fine, it wasn't your fault. We believe you. We believe you, right, Brother Alfred? We believe you. It's not your fault. Slate's wiped clean. Fresh start. Help us find Kode, because I swear to God, if my brother is dead because of you, I drop the blade and I walk away.
In the awkward silence that follows, in the wake of Haven's footsteps, we hear the sounds of a distant riot. People moving en masse, mobs crying out against justice and for justice. The entire mob moving through the area.
Somebody come bring me my blade, because I'm
Andromeda picks it up. Andromeda picks it up and walks over and is like, I'll do what I can, but I can't make promises.
I'm not asking you to make a promise. I'm just asking you to fucking try, okay?
Okay. I'll try.
I have no idea where he is. He went to the Syntax. I know he did. That's where he always goes, but I don't know where he went after that. Does anybody else know? I fucking...
Sort of small horror coming up behind you.
Brother Alfred, one of your bodies came back to life.
They do that.
Brother
Hi, buddy. All right.
Hold on.
Fucking 6-year-old John Carpenter over there, fucking master of horror.
Fucking wild.
Anyway, we're gonna turn back to Kode. Long hair tied back in a single ponytail, the color of a raven's wing. Face beautiful, constructed perfectly. Small scar left for an incision in which the eye had been inserted into almond-shaped sockets. Perfect business attire. She looks at you again. I will ask you one more time.
Before you ask the question,
When
I
was the
answered
last time that
first
you
one.
saw this individual?
I answered the fucking question already.
Take the second finger
I'm gonna respond.
Oh, okay, what do you got?
With skills, since my other hand is free now. I am fully surrounded
we can well, it's going to depend on your roll. It's going to depend on your roll.
I shot the last one.
Let's see what you got.
You took the right one. I'm going to fucking try and fight this one up.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Did I roll
I believe.
Nah.
It didn't. Oh, why wouldn't it?
Hold on. What are you? You're rolling skilled?
Yeah.
I see what's that. Oh, hold on. I know why. Let me see. This is going to be an ask, and there you go. Okay, go ahead and do it again.
Right again? Okay. Because, this is fucking annoying.
Oh my god.
Of course.
He rolls a 5.
Shut the fuck up. Get new dice.
I'm skyrocketing through
They're
this.
digital.
So chat was right. I am going to be thumbs now because both of them are gone.
No, it's not the thumbs. It's your second finger.
Oh.
Oh no.
Takes that out. Mr. Vardosyn, I do not believe that you understand the severity of the situation in which you now find yourself. So I will ask you one more time. When was the last time you saw this individual? Heal a hero?
Grow those thumbs back.
Give him back his thumbs, Steve.
The chia pet now.
I don't know how the fuck that's gonna happen. Well, let's find out what we have.
Grow on the nub.
Kode, the harm that you have been taking, in the sight of the obliteration of 2 digits on your hand. What scene in the past, that deciding moment from your past, that thing that defined you from this moment forward, that you will never have an implant? What was that moment?
The month of not being able to eat because Mama V had to go through surgery and there was an infection. There was nobody present because Pops recently went MIA, assumed dead, and she was just working and in the last round of her career, and she had to get surgery, and that surgery was less than legal, and she got an infection and couldn't work her jobs because that was the first week that Kode had to go to work when he was 13 years old.
How does that particular memory steel you against the pain that you just experienced that will allow you to endure even more?
Knowing that it be from what his father taught him when he was much younger, how to slow his heart rate, how to avoid giving in to whatever caused the harm, whatever tried to push to become something other than unowned, is not something, it's not part of their way. A very monk-like centering, although the scream is still there. It's more for show, for planning what he needs to do next, because even without the digits, he is still who he is. He will never have an augment.
Mr. Vardosyn, when was the last time you saw this individual?
What time is it?
Take the 3rd digit.
Can't give you an answer if I don't know the fucking time.
Hold. $22.37.
68 hours and 43 minutes.
Stand by. Without looking away from her pad that she has in front of her, she blindly takes the tablet away, spins it around, only now showing deference to it. Taps it 1, 2, and then a third time in a separate location, and swipes left. And now slides it back across. What we see here is a crossroads with 4 individuals and two UCU units. One pointed off to the west, one pointed off to the north, and Kode, a blurred figure, moving away. Another figure in robes, another figure with red hair, and another figure with fluorescent short hair, moving all in different directions. Mr. Vardosyn, I will only ask you one last time before the plug finds itself in a place that you do not wish it to be. Unless, of course, you don't value your life, in which case then we will find other ways to hurt your friends as you watch. When was the last time you saw this individual? And then a blind tap, tap, slide across Andromeda's face with deceased across it.
Two seconds ago. Got the picture right in front of me.
She nods. Her hands now folded and placed back on the metallic table, a unused tablet directly in front of her, scant notes here and there, all of them now being registered and deleted as they get uploaded. Take them to the bay. The two of them jostle you, grabbing you by your upper arms, a trail of blood. The hood back again.
Yep.
Clomping of footsteps. The doors open. You find yourself walking down a hallway. The blood that has been leaving your body isn't horrific. They were going for effect, not death. You managed to figure that part out. When they slide their card and open up the next door, you find yourself in a series of ways here and there, people milling about, and then you end up turning right, and then you turn left, and then you turn right again. And you are forcefully placed down on a stretcher to sit. Your hands, what's left of them, bound before you, your feet in shackles. And the two of them shackled to the thing that you're sitting on. It is softer than the chairs that you found yourself in. You detect that through some body movement that there is a cloth of some kind, or a sheet perhaps, on top of a thin mattress of some kind, apparently to offer some kind of comfort.
I'm so glad.
What did you roll search feelings for?
I'm trying to
Your rolls are not working tonight.
No, that is okay.
This is not okay. This is not
fine.
okay.
It's fine. So this failure is me trying to figure out who is here because I cannot see. I cannot see what's going on, so I'm trying to figure out. But I do spike out the emotion of whatever is most prevalent, and I take further harm while doing it.
Oh my god. Kode, you can't just die. We're not there yet.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't hear you at all.
You're doing this to yourself.
With that, as you go to send out feelings, you have steeled yourself against the harm that your body cannot follow. The last thing that you remember before you black out, falling back, you can feel the pressure of your body falling down on a mat of some kind, but you're still held in place by your hands. And so you kind of just loll over to the side. And then the door opens, you can hear it. Then heavy clomping footsteps come into the area. The door then shuts. And you can hear it. It's all right, Kode. I think I got you. I remember what Hacksaw told me. We turn back to the three in the streets.
Well, we're in a dank little mausoleum.
Oh, in the mausoleum.
Everything that's been going on, It's likely that Kode was arrested. Or done.
Or he's dead.
Arrested. Where is he?
Fortunately, I don't know the exact answer to that. The way I would consider of finding it out might not be the most appealing, but if I were to go to a similar location and be similarly arrested, I would probably be brought to the same facility, and the two of you could follow along.
I mean, dude, there's so many companies that have their people out there. There's no way of guaranteeing the same guys are gonna pick you up.
Well, hold on. If he was arrested and not shot dead, chances are we can find the whatever holding facility he's in. Because think about it, the city kills more people than it locks up. They don't have that many places to hold people. Do we have any idea what the nearest, I don't know, Andromeda, can you pull up, do you like...
I mean, I've got maps and I've got a few handfuls of blueprints. Not all of my stuff is here, and I cannot touch the veil or I am done for.
Do you have do you have like PDFs of previously downloaded schematics of the city? Do we know?
Yeah, I mean, look at this. You see, she like pulls out her Omni tool. She types in a key code, a little button.
As you pull it out, you reactivate it. I am assuming that you stop it from searching for a signal.
Oh, 100%. It is.
Yep.
It is. Yeah.
It's locked down. But as it does, it's going to apprise you of signals that are available in the area. Just in case. None.
Okay. Andromeda's just gonna like make a mental note of that, and so she types in the code, a little thing comes out, she pushes her thumb in, and then she like licks her middle finger and like shoves it into a little box, and her Omni tool like unlocks, and she starts she throws up a couple maps of the cities. You see one of like the sewer system, and you see one of like the electrical grid that goes all over the city, and then you see like one basic map, one like road map, one like she has like a few different maps of the city.
Okay, hold on. See, can you like bring them all up at once so that we can get like a more complete map?
Is that my Omni tool, or is that his
my
cell
flip phone?
Yeah. Brother Alfred, do you have something?
Hello?
Pass me to Andromeda.
And who is speaking, could I please ask?
Pass me to Andromeda.
I've never heard of Andromeda before. I hang up.
Who is that?
Snitches get stitches.
Who is that asking for Andromeda?
I don't know, but before they call me back, Andromeda, please plug your Omni tool into this and see if you can find out where the call is coming from.
Yeah, a couple of like a wire comes out and it plugs into the one jack that's in the flip phone.
I take out my corded headphones.
And I look to well, okay, I don't have access to the veil.
Once it's plugged in, I flip the phone open and answer. I go, "Hello."
Pass me to Andromeda, or the redhead dies.
And I hand the phone to Andromeda.
I take the phone and I just kind of like hold it in my hand for a second, just like, and I look at Haven and I look at Brother Alfred, and there's just like fear.
Speak with them. It might be the only way.
I'm gonna in like a panic. She's gonna unplug it from her Omni tool just in case. I don't want anything touching this. And I take the flip phone and I put it to my ear. Hello?
You have done very well in the past. You have managed to escape so much detection. I must honestly applaud you. There are many who believe that you're dead now. We will help with that story. So here's how this is going to work. We now own the patent on your little red bead. We own the building that contains your garage and every other invention that you had. And before you detonated the explosive device, it was relocated to an apartment building full of innocents. I've no doubt that your Haven, if I'm not mistaken, who's, I'd say within 15 feet of you, felt the pulse of angst that you caused. So here's the way that this is going to work. You are going to accept a job from us. You are going to turn in your two friends. Because if you do not, they will die before your eyes. And it will only be 2 more deaths to the 74 you caused tonight. We found your red beads all throughout our sector of the city. One of them was left behind, and then we dissected it. We founded this wonderful little network that you let us set off all around the city. How convenient it is that you have enabled a single corporation to take over the entire city by shutting it all down. You are indeed a mastermind. But tonight, the games stop. You will now work for us. And of course, if we can't, then we'll simply accept our losses, and then we will tack on the 3 more deaths. Your friend Kode, he put up a fight. 2 of his fingers before he finally expired. They were taken from him in a rather rude fashion. The visors that he wore, the glass from them was used to sever his fingers from his hand manually while he watched. First the skin was peeled back, and then the ligaments were severed, and then the muscles then torn from that. And then the entire bit of it simply slipped off of his skeleton. Then
Can I
later
analyze
on,
this bitch?
Absolutely, you can.
Oh, God.
Because I don't believe a word of this.
Sure. Let's see what you got. How are you feeling about this?
Don't you put that evil on me, damn it. That didn't happen. Meanwhile, dead. Fucking skinned alive.
No.
Oh my god. Andromeda is, luckily for her, so fucking pissed.
Okay.
Like, who, a fucking corporation's gonna try and make me work for them and says that I like killed a bunch of people. I'm just a fucking kid.
They also provided you with enough evidence,
I know.
which includes who you're with. So you got through your anger, you begin to analyze, and you are going to take a forward. You are going to ask a question about this
I get
person.
3.
Oh, it's a 10. I apologize. Yep.
Yeah, I
That's 3.
nailed it. I succeeded.
You got 3. Sorry. You can ask them, and I will provide you with the answers.
Okay.
Keep in mind, some of these questions, as written within the rules, it's going to be a little bit difficult to provide the exact location, but or exactitudes, if you will, but I'll do the best that I can for you, okay?
All right. So the question is, how is this person vulnerable to me? But I want to just twist that a little bit.
Sure.
And treat it as a little bit more of like an insight of just like, is this person fully telling the truth?
So they are vulnerable to you. I'll answer it in 2 parts. They are vulnerable to you because apparently they want something from you. Otherwise, they would just blow up your spot. And literally, just fucking put it up in flames, and then they don't even have to concern themselves. So apparently they want to spare you for some reason. So that's number 1. What's the second part of that?
Are they being fully truthful in this moment?
Honestly, it's hard to say. But you do detect certain fluctuations in the voice that's coming over the phone, and it would suggest that either Kode went out very quickly or Kode is no longer around. This person believes that Kode is not. You're picking up on something that kind of gives you the idea that Kode may not be dead, but in a very harmed state.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your second question?
My second question. I don't want to ask that one because you already kind of gave me the answer to that.
Keep in mind, we don't know what you're thinking in this point, and this is the player, not the character talking, so feel free to...
Yeah. So I was going to ask if anything appears out of place, but it already seems like the thing that seems out of place is that they want me for some reason. Like, for some reason, I'm still alive when I could have easily...
Ask your questions and don't assume the answer.
Yeah.
Because I can provide you with something different than that.
Yeah. So what would be my best way out, way in, way past, like, what... And this is just pulling from there. What's going to be like my best navigation or my best my best?
Sure. I'm going to ask you
negotiation tactic.
I'm going to let's cut off on the first half of that just for a quick moment here, okay? Let's talk Andromeda speak, okay?
Yeah.
What kind of phone is he using?
The flip phone?
Flip phone with rudimentary communication abilities, right?
Yeah.
How many in Callisto City have the ability to communicate that way?
A select number.
You can narrow that down. That's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, well, actually, no. That is pretty much out of it. That's pretty much all of it right there. What's your third question?
Okay. My third question. I almost don't want to answer this one because the answer seems obvious, but is this going to get worse before it gets better?
I'm thinking. I want to make sure I give you the most accurate answer possible. Is it going to get worse before it gets better? You rolled a success. The analysis that you perform is not only on the caller, but the person who answered the call. You. Is it going to get worse before it gets better? Maybe for the first time ever, you truly feel in control. So I'll ask you, is it going to get worse before it gets better?
Not if I can help it.
Then the answer is no. You guys have already hit rock bottom. One of yours has been captured. The three of you will hold up in some kind of obscurity. You don't have the veil in order to operate. You have no outside contacts with anyone. There are riots out there on the streets. UCU is pretty much killing everyone. Anything that you do from this point forward can only be up. It's not going to get worse. You're already in hell.
You understand that we already know your location.
Where should I meet you? It's not that hard of a question. You said you want me to work for you. Where do you want me to meet you?
The impetulance of someone who has accomplished so much is so unbefitting of a genius. You must understand something, little girl. When you are talking to someone who is very clearly your superior, because it was I who know how to communicate with you, not you who knows how to communicate with me. Let us
Save it
establish
for the
grounds.
training video. Tell me where to meet you.
The getting worse before it gets better is decreasing now.
Shit.
Andromeda. Someone has lived out there in the streets and helped so many people. You're very short-sighted, and I don't understand that. But I suppose we'll find that out when your brain is in a jar. And if you don't think that we can do that, then I would ask you a question. Where are your friends after the Dr. Hazer experiment that failed? And don't you think that we learned from it?
Did they hang up?
You don't hear anything. And then
Do you want me to
I-
answer it?
She puts up a hand. Hello.
click.
Okay.
And now that you're looking at the phone, you can see coming across the LCD screen. Now you know who's in charge. Period. And we'll pick this up next week. Oh no, next week we will not. We will not.
God damn it.
We will not be streaming on this channel Wednesday or Thursday of next week. We're all different parts of the country doing different things. We will pick up, however, the week after that. This has been Kill City Sinners Campaign 4.
Yay.
And I'm stressed out.